Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here in Pelham Bay Park in the Bronx, trying to catch the last bit of fall foliage. It's November 22nd as I'm speaking, so it's pretty late in the season, but there's still enough splashes of color around that I think I can find a couple of compositions at least I hope so. So let's hike through the forest and see what we see, and I'll be right back with you. Well, there's the deer. See if you can spot him. Now on a day like today with very little color around and kind of cloudy skies, I'm looking for splashes of color against a dull background. And this is what I have right here. In fact, what I have here is this leaf. As you can see, it must have gotten snagged on that branch that's sticking out from that tree. And fortunately, I brought my 100 to 400 millimeter lens because I had to back up in order to get the leaf framed properly against that branch. Now, the problem that I'm having is that the wind is kind of high right now. I'm going to have to wait until the breeze turns and brings the leaf a little around, like right there. Now my settings were 1/10 of a second f8 and ISO 400, and the ISO 400 again is necessary because of the wind. I need to bump up my shutter speed probably more than 1/10, but I'm going to take a few variations of this shot and hopefully one will come out, and if so, here it is. I must apologize for the airplane noise. Apparently because of the wind direction, the park is directly under the glide path to JFK Airport. So, sorry about that. But I think I got a pretty decent first shot, and I'm looking at what might be an interesting second shot. This series of shelf fungus on this log. It's very colorful. Should make a good subject. So, I'm going to break out the macro lens and see what I can get. Alright, so I've got the tree lined up. Well, I should say the fungus lined up on the tree. I've got the polarizer on the lens. I'm going to see if that affects the shine a little bit. Not much, actually. Maybe a little. Yeah, I think I'll leave it right about there. So my settings are 0.8 of a second that's f18. I don't want f18. I want f11. Hold on a second. And that's going to bring my shutter speed down to half a second. Okay, so that's more like it. So half a second, f6 to f11, ISO 400, and also I'm focus stacking. And I'm not sure if that took the whole sequence of shots, so I will check. And if it did work out, then here's a shot. Well, I've reached the top of the hill. Interesting scene here. The forest has changed mostly up here to pine. There's an interesting old maintenance shed over here. It's abandoned. I think it's abandoned. But in any case, there's some foliage behind it over here. So maybe if I can line up a shot with the foliage and the shed, if I can get back there, that could be interesting. Pardon my sniffling. My allergies are kind of kicking up. All right, let's see what we can do here. All right, I think I've got a composition. I walked all around this shed trying to find something that looked interesting, and the thing I find most interesting is very simple. It's a blue window on the shed surrounded by these two golden leaves. Now, the interesting thing about it, well, actually, the most interesting is the color, because I've got all three primary colors there. You got the red, yellow, and blue. But the problem with this composition is the wind. The wind is actually pretty high. And what I think I might do is go for a long exposure and actually wait till the wind actually picks up. And that's going to blur the leaves. And, it's going to blur the leaves and, kind of an interesting arty effect. I've got my 100 to 400 lens on here, zoomed out to almost 200 millimeters. F11. ISO 100, 6/10 of a second. The wind is picking up right about now, so... Oh, actually, let me turn off the bracketing, because, okay, it is turned off. Alright, so I've framed up on the window. There we go. And it really is not working too good. Let me try it again. Alright, that's a bit better. So I'm going to play around with this composition a bit, and whatever results you'll see right now. Hey there, little buddy. Well, that's as close to a deer as I've ever gotten in this park. I know the place is full of deer, but usually they're very skittish. There's two that, it might have been the same deer actually, that allowed me to get pretty close. So that's interesting. Anyway, starting to rain, which is actually, oh, it's another deer. What the hell? The place is full of deer. Go on. Anyway, I was starting to say, place is, okay, starting to move off. Okay. So anyway, I'm starting to say it's starting to rain, and we kind of need the rain because it hasn't rained in over 6 weeks until yesterday. It's going to rain on and off a little bit today, and that deer is really not bothered by my presence at all. And I'm going to move on down the trail. Let's see what else we can see. Certainly might not bring my wildlife lens on a day when that place is full of wildlife. Oh well. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing here in my kitchen instead of out in the field. And a funny thing happened the other day. I'd walked out of the woods down to the shore, went down, set up my GoPro on a stand, walked away to do some B-roll, and that's when this happened. and from that point forward, I had no sound. I think the sync cord on my the mic is broken because it doesn't work on this camera either. This is my R5 that I'm filming on now, and I have to use the internal camera, the internal sound from the camera because the external mic doesn't work. So hopefully I'll be able to get a sync cord. Anyway, so I did shoot this scene by the shore. I liked the S-curve formed by the shoreline. I liked the golden reeds playing against the red trees in the background. I did have to focus stack this image, and the result is you're going to see right here. And so now, I walked a little bit further down the trail. It was starting to rain, light was getting pretty bad. I hope to get one more decent image, and I did come across one. To my left on the trail here, there were some reeds, and then across from the inlet, there are some trees. And I just liked the motion of the reeds against the still trees. And I decided to use a slow shutter speed in order to slow the motion and blur the motion. And I took a number of images with my 100-400 lens. I had to back away from the scene in order to crop it just the way I wanted, and I pre-visioned it as a square cropping camera, and that's pretty much how it worked out. So here's the shot. I took about 7 or 8 different images. I think this is the one that had the best blur, so here it is. So that's going to be the end of this video. I thank you for staying this long. I apologize for the John Drummond technical snafus that seem to pop up every other video, but it is what it is. Thanks again for staying with me, and if you want to see more of this content, and if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscription button, hit the notification button that's right down here, so that the next time I upload, you'll see it right away. Also, if you happen to be interested in any gear, either the gear that I have or something else totally different, I have Amazon.com links in my description below. If you log on to Amazon using one of those links and make a qualifying purchase, whether it be of gear or anything else, I get a small commission. It costs you nothing extra. It helps build the channel. And so again, I thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.